Hey guys, it's Mary Beth. Thank you for joining me here. I'll just wait for a couple people to sign in. We're gonna move through a all levels Vinyasa class. So grabbing a block or a couple of books or even a rolled up towel will be helpful here. I can't see that far, so I'm gonna scoot forward. Oh, hey Nina. Happy birthday. I'm just gonna scoot this forward a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay? Alexa, resume. Okay. Hey Nicola. Okay, everybody get into your comfortable seat or just hang out on the phone. Today's theme is you're allowed to do whatever you want. So allowing ourselves to feel what we want to feel, to do whatever it is that makes us happy. Maybe you feel like crying, maybe you're actually feeling good during this time and you feel guilty about that. Just being okay with where you are with your emotions, letting them out. Yoga is a great place to do that, just to go through everything inside your own head. It's almost like, Alexa, pause. Sorry, she's competing with me. It's almost like therapy without having to talk. You're talking to yourself, you're working things out. So that's what we'll do here tonight, and use our body and get everything going. So finding our comfortable seat, just closing the eyes, maybe just softly gazing down, and begin to notice your breath. And then begin to deepen your breath, noticing as it moves through your lungs, inhaling and exhaling completely. And adopting any breath here that you use in your practice. Maybe it's a 3-part breath, breathing in for 3, holding, breathing out for 3. Maybe it's your ujjayi, your ocean sounding breath. Taking the time to notice your thoughts, what comes up. Don't push your thoughts away. Allow each and every thought to come in and out. Taking a moment here to set an intention, something you're working towards. Maybe this is something simple for tomorrow, something for the week, something personal. And then coming back to your normal, natural breath. Notice any shift or change. And bringing our hands through heart center here. sending a dedication to someone or something other than yourself. And either chanting out loud with me or to yourself in your head. Let's exhale everything out. Inhale together. And then when you're ready, slowly blinking, open your eyes. Hands come down to your lap. And we're coming into our cross-legged position on the mat. Maybe there's a little blanket under your seat. Alexa, resume. And on the inhale, reaching up, stretching, looking up. On the exhale, taking a twist. So bring that right hand behind you, left hand on your knee. And just turn to look over your shoulder. Two more breaths here. Inhale, arms come up, reach up. Exhale, twisting to the other side. So using that front arm as leverage, the back arm is just like a kickstand. Deep breathing. One more deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, arms come up. And on the exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat. And stretching all the way up and over with the left. Maybe this forearm comes down, maybe use a block. And allowing that left side body to really open up here. Few more deep breaths. We're not trying to move too fast in yoga, just going at your own pace. Inhale, arms reach up, and on the exhale, taking it to the other side. Notice if this side feels a little bit more tight. Few more deep breaths. And then inhale, coming through center. Let both hands come down to the earth. Just getting a little grounded here. Bringing your soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. So sometimes you need a little something under the knees. It just helps your inner hip flexors here. You can even just use what's laying around. And then play with the position of your heels. Are they too far away from you or too close? Just getting into that nice, perfect position for your body. When you're ready, grabbing a hold of your feet, your ankles, and leading with the heart to the earth. We're extending from the hips. Elbows come to the side. Finding that edge and then just staying right there. We'll be here 10 deep breaths. With every exhale, maybe sinking a little tiny bit lower. And just noticing if you're holding tension in your head, your shoulders. Maybe just shaking your head yes and no just to make sure it's relaxed. Pulling your belly button into your spine, just giving yourself a little bit more room. And then slowly coming up, sending your knees together, planting the soles of your feet into the mat. We're coming to lay back down. And when you get down, walk your heels closer to your seat. Your arms are at your side. On the inhale, push the weight into your soles of your feet. Lift your hips up. So stay right here in bridge, or reach for your hands and walk your shoulder blades closer together. Now keep pushing your weight into your soles of your feet, squeezing your knees together. Making a nice, strong line of energy from your shoulders all the way up to your knees. One more deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Hug your knees into your chest. And just do baby circles on the mat. Maybe switch your direction. And then reach in between your legs and grab for the outsides of your feet and happy baby. Just taking a few moments here. Maybe you're extending. Maybe you're just finding stillness here. And then hugging your knees into your chest. Crossing at the ankles, we're going to rock up to our seat. Come over your crossed legs into your table. And from table, moving through some cat-cows. So inhale, tuck your toes, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, arch your back, chin to chest, flatten your feet. Really pushing the mat away. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. And keeping this going here, finding your own rhythm. So this is the nice thing about the online class. Nobody's looking at you. You don't have to feel competitive with the person next to you or in your mind. You're moving through your own spine openers right now. Moving through your cat-cow. Maybe you take a little extra motion side to side or stretch your legs out. And then finding some stillness here in our tabletop. We're going to extend the right toes out behind you. Sweep them over the left. Gaze over your left shoulder. And then walk that right hand on top of the left. And maybe come into that right heel and come forward. Just really opening up the right side of your body. And people say there is no right and wrong in yoga. That is true. However, it is wrong if you give yourself any pain, so any discomfort in the joints. Always steering clear of that. We're going to inhale, bring the right toes back behind us, lift them up, and staying right here or taking your balance, left hand comes up. If you want a little bit more, reach back for that foot. See if you can kick the foot into the hand. So really opening up your quad on that side. Picturing your belly button tucking in. And then exhale, let it go. Knee comes down. And we're moving through the other side. So left toes out behind you, sweep them over the right, gaze over your right shoulder. Left hand comes on top of the right, just moving back and forth. When you inhale, feeling the breath come into the left lung. Then coming back through center, left leg out, lift it up, taking your balance here, broken table. An option to reach for the foot. If you did it on the other side, let's try it again. Tucking the belly button in, one more breath. Let it go. Coming all the way back into your child's pose here. So child's pose is an active yoga pose. In child's pose, concentrating on keeping your belly button squeezed in, your arms extended, or just letting it all go. So just notice the difference here as you tucking everything in, keeping it tight and strong, or if you just let go and release and find what works for you. Let's take 5 deep breaths here in child's pose. Just going through what we allow in our lives, how we allow other people to treat us, how we allow our own thoughts to enter our mind about our own selves, about other people. And realizing you are the one that controls your thoughts. You think you can't help it, you can help it. So sending yourself good thoughts, releasing any negative feelings about people, letting them do their own path, and not letting it affect you. Let it wash over you. A few more deep breaths here in your child's pose. And when you feel ready, you're going to tuck your toes and come up into your downward facing dog. So a little workshop with your downward dog. If you slide into plank, because everybody is a different height, so from down dog and then slide into plank. If you lower down, the fingertips should be mid-chest. So sometimes people are in down dog and they're a little bit close here. So when you slide forward, you're putting too much pressure here on your shoulder. So maybe adjust where your feet are. Take the time now. And if you're ever in pain in down dog, sometimes using a block under your 2 blocks under your hands can alleviate any shoulder pain. One more breath. On the inhale, look up to the top of the mat. You're going to walk, step, or hop for your flat back. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep arms up. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, Samastitihi. So moving through our sun salutations. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold completely. Inhale, flat back, look forward. On the exhale, frame the feet, step back into plank, lower down, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale for your cobra or up dog. Exhale, taking downward facing dog. On the next inhale, look between your hands, walk, step, or hop. Flat back, exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, Samastitihi. Again, one more time, inhaling. Reach up, grabbing the energy. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, frame the feet, bending your knees, step or hop back. Lower down on your exhale. On your inhale, push yourself up. Exhale, down dog. 3 deep breaths. So just notice your breath sending your oxygenated blood all throughout your body. Slowing down your heart rate with your breath. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our right leg up to the sky. Looking between the hands, place the right foot in between the hands. Stay right here. And just move back and forth. So we're in our lunge here. We're just getting some movement here, opening up your hips. And the next time your knee is over your ankle, stop here. Give yourself a moment, tuck your belly. Put your hands on your knee. Stay here. Or if you want more, arms come up. So we're balancing on those back toes. We're feeling our hips shift to the front of your mat. Taking one more deep breath here. Then we're going to send this right hand down to the big toe side. I'm going to grab my block. No shame in blocks. And taking a nice twist. So it's definitely a balance. So just noticing your breath. If you fall, that's okay. One more deep breath. And now we're going to frame the front foot. We're going to step up the back foot just a little bit. Heels are in the same plane. Straighten the legs. Straighten the hips out to the front. So your hips are parallel with the front. And then lower down. So again, grabbing blocks if necessary. Allow your forehead to come down. So in pyramid pose, noticing if your back hip, so in this case my left hip went back, I'm sending it forward. Take a few more deep breaths. Spending time in each pose, letting the pose really work at a very small scale. So all the little ligaments, the tendons, they need time to open up. And then we're going to bend both knees here. And we're going to send the weight into that front right foot. Shifting all your weight into your right leg. Lift your left leg off the mat. Now you don't have to straighten anything yet, just we're working on our standing split. So the more your upper body comes down, the more that leg comes up. So you're staying in your standing split. A few more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, allow that back leg to come all the way back, pointing all 10 toes to the side of the mat, and taking a wide-legged forward fold, so prasarita. Hands come at the same line as your feet, and just allowing your head and your neck to fully relax here. So maybe you're taking a little motion side to side. Maybe you're just hanging out here, relaxing your neck. Or maybe you're pulling yourself through. Do whatever feels good. And then walking the hands over to the left foot, we're going to point our toes towards the back of your mat now. And all 10 toes are facing the back of the mat. We're moving through that lunge again. So taking that movement. A few more times, just moving back and forth. Next time your knee is over your ankle, stop right there. And first thing, tuck your belly in. Hands come to the knee. And if you feel like it, hands come up. If you don't feel like it, stay right here in this particular pose. And then getting ready for your twist. So you're going to send that right hand down to the floor or the block and the left arm up. So just not sinking into that back leg, trying to keep it up. And then bringing both hands to frame the foot. You're going to step the back foot up a little bit, heels in one line. Straighten the legs if possible. And then coming into our pyramid. So allow the head, the neck to relax. Send that right hip forward. A few deep breaths. Allowing the slow opening your hamstrings. Probably takes years to allow these small micro changes in your body to really give you results that you can see. But you'll get them. And then bending both legs, weight comes into your left foot. You're going to send that right foot up. Doesn't matter how high, it's still a standing split. This is not Instagram. You're in your own body. And see if you can get your head closer to your leg. Maybe you hold the back of the leg. And then exhale, let the foot come all the way back. Pivot the toes towards the side mat, and again, back and forth. And we're taking our prasarita, again, the wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you have a headstand in your practice. This is a good time to practice that. Or maybe you want to work on crow. So hands come out, bring your feet in, and make that little, I know Nina's doing crow right now. Anyway, play around here, no one can see you fall. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands over to the right foot. So we're facing the front of our mat again. Sending right foot back to meet the left. And finding our plank. So workshopping plank a little bit. Your wrist, elbows, shoulders should be in one line. And I always used to think I should look like a plank, so my hips should be down like this, but squeeze your hips up so your belly button's really squeezing up towards your spine. And then exhale, lower all the way down. From here, hands come down to reach for your toes. On the inhale, we're going to lift, chest off, hands off, lifting our toes off the mat. And locust pose with every inhale, finding the strength to come up a little bit more. And then exhale, hands come up by your face. Release your right cheek to the mat. And then just windshield wiper out. Getting rid of any lower back tension here. So strengthening our back, decreasing any chances of injuries, of needing any future surgery. So let's move through our locust pose one more time. So arms just come down. Now if you have lower back surgery or injury here, stay in the first version. If you want a little bit more, lifting up, bending, and reaching for your ankles. This time using the strength of your feet, maybe getting a little bit higher for your bow pose. And then exhale, hands come up, releasing your left cheek to the mat and just windshield wiper. When you're ready, you're going to push yourself up and back. Keep your knees wide. Let your belly come in between your legs. And this time taking a relaxing child's pose. A few deep breaths. Noticing how you weren't really thinking about anything when you were in your body. Finding your breath again. And then slowly moving through table until you get to your downward facing dog. From here we lift the right leg up and open up the hip. So bend your knee, open up your hip by making circles with the knee. And then reverse the circles. So strengthening all of those little muscles around your hip. Send that right leg to the sky. Look in between your hands. Place that right foot in between the hands. Drop your back heel. Both legs are in one line. Straighten the front leg out. And then moving through your triangle. So let this right hand come down to your shin. Left hand comes up. So noticing your chest lifting up towards the ceiling. Like you want to show the ceiling the front of your shirt. Now a lot of times I see people trying to do full triangle in class and they're crushing this, they're crushing down. No crushing. It's no harm in putting your hand on your shin or using a block so you're lifting. Feeling your both legs tight, squeezing together. On the inhale, come up with straight legs. Switch to the back of the mat. Exhale, fold down, gaze up. Again, inhale, come up with straight legs, point towards the front. This time moving through warrior two. So bending that front leg deep. Both arms are strong. Shoulders stacked over hips. If ever your shoulders are achy in this pose, trying to flip the palms up, maybe that feels better, or even keeping your hands at your hips. Three deep breaths here, warrior two. Squeezing your belly button in. Then on your last inhale, straighten the leg, pivot towards the back, coming back into warrior two. So you may feel like you have to separate the legs a little bit. Making sure we're strong and lifted. We're not crushing too far. A few more deep breaths. Then inhale to straighten, pivot towards the front. Moving through our extended side angle. So everybody does this in a little bit of a different way. Rest your forearm on your leg and reach up and over. So you're making a nice angle here with the right hand all the way down, left hand all the way down to your left ankle. Nice strong line of energy. If you wanted to put your hand on the block, that's good too. Just don't crush into the posture. Stay open here. Maybe you're working on a bind, so sending the hand under. And maybe you just want to work here. Stay here on the bind. Maybe you want to work on your bird of paradise. So stepping that back foot up to meet the front. And then trying to stand and straighten. Sometimes I like just staying in the extended side angle, just building the strength and the power here. On your next inhale, coming up, warrior two, straighten, pivot towards the back, take a warrior two, and then forearm down, stretch up and over. And whatever you did on one side, try to keep it nice and even. So if you did, take the bind. Now if you don't have a bind, it could just be the shoulders are tight. So working on shoulder openers. Could be you need to lengthen the legs a little bit more. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then coming up, warrior two. Straightening both legs. Pivot all 10 toes towards the side of the mat. Arms are cactus arms and coming down into your goddess squat. So a few moments here. Chest is lifting. Toes are pointed out, protecting your knees. Maybe you come down and up. Maybe you just stay in the squat. Straighten the legs, arms come out, pivot towards the front. And then frame that front foot and taking a vinyasa, so step back, lower down, inhale for your up dog or cobra, exhale, downward facing dog, 3 deep breaths. On the inhale, look at the top of the mat, walk, step, or hop. For your flat back, exhale to fold completely. Spend a few moments here in this forward fold. Allowing any movement, allowing your knees to bend, maybe bending them so deeply, maybe taking that ragdoll. And when we're ready, slowly rolling up, coming to the top of your mat. We're moving through a balance here. So If you didn't already take off your socks, maybe taking off your socks just so that you can have the full balance. You could spread your toes out. Let's start first by lifting the right leg up. So send all your energy into that left leg so the leg is strong. The knee is not locked. It's just a little slight bend, so you're strong in this leg. You lift this leg up, hold just by the knee. Just hold it. If you're feeling wobbly today, stay right here. If you want more, you're going to reach for the toe. And then maybe extend. So all the while trying to get taller. And if you want even more, the foot's coming out to the side and you're gazing over the opposite shoulder. And coming back through center. Let's bring both hands to the hips and gaze at the foot. You might get shaky, this quad is engaged. A few more breaths. Exhale, let it go. Step it out and moving to the other side. So right hand stays on your hip, right leg is strong, left leg comes up, grab for the knee. If you want more, the toe. If you want to extend. And then just playing here, maybe grabbing the wall. Coming back through center when you're ready, and doing your 5 count here. So building our strength for the next time. And then exhale, let it go, step it out. And let's take one more standing balance posture. This one is a great posture for wringing everything out. So we'll move through chair. Feet are parallel, knees are together, not squished together, but together. Feeling your belly tuck in, your tailbone just tucks. So you don't want to stick out like this, you want to tuck a little bit here. And then bring your right leg up and over. Right arm comes under left arm, cross at the elbows. So now your elbows and your knees are in line. And you come to sit a little bit more, elbows a little bit higher. Sitting a little bit lower. And then exhale, inhale, reach up. Exhale, let it go. And we'll move through eagle on the other side. So starting in a chair, and this time crossing left over right. Then left arm under right. So we're trying to get the elbows, the knees in one plane. Sitting a little bit lower, elbows higher. Take a few more deep breaths here. Each side is different. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale, fold forward. Inhale for your flat back. Exhale, frame the feet, step back. Lower down. Inhale for your up dog or cobra. Exhale, taking Downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. So finding your breath. Checking the tongue. And then sending your right leg into the sky, looking between your hands. Place your right foot in between the hands. Drop the left knee down, flatten that foot, and send both hands to the inside. Maybe grabbing that block. And coming into our lizard pose here. So now that our hips are open, we're going to allow them to really settle in and open even more. So option to work on 2 different poses here. So we can stay right here in lizard, or if you're working on your split, you're going to extend this front leg out. Right? Keep this block handy. Maybe you want to put it underneath. Maybe see how open you are today. So working on your split, staying right there, or maybe you're working on your pigeon pose. So moving the foot across the mat, dropping the calf down, and then keeping that block handy. If your hip is floating, maybe even a pillow here, blanket. If your hip is floating in the air, I'll show you my hip. My hip doesn't come down. It just kind of like stays up here. So if you put something under there, you're really going to get that settled feeling and your body can settle down. If your body is trying to hold the position, it won't settle into it. So it's not cheating using a block or a prop. It actually helps. And then maybe hands come down here and forehead comes to rest. So whichever version you took, the split or the pigeon, allowing a few more deep breaths for it to really settle into your body. This might be a challenge. Finding stillness. Noticing where your thoughts go. Without judgment, just let the thought come in and out. Allowing ourselves to feel any emotion, any unwanted thing that might get drudged up from these hip openers. Using this as a therapy time. It comes up, you deal with it, you send it away. And then when you're ready, coming back into your lizard, and then allowing that right leg to come back to the left, sitting all the way back down for just a quick child's pose here. When you feel ready, sending your hips up for your downward facing dog, opening up the left leg this time. Send it in between the hands. Both hands on the big toe side and finding your lizard. So just kind of keeping an eye on the ankle and the knee. We don't want the knee to come too far forward here, so just scoot that foot up. So option to stay right here in lizard if you did the split on one side, taking that option here, or maybe the pigeon. This is just seeing how this hip doesn't want to sit down, so just a little, sometimes just a little something will get it to go. feel any twinginess in that knee that's bent, flex the foot. If you feel any pain, we're coming out of that position, so you don't want pain in your knee joint, you would just take the first option, the lizard option, and still get a great hip opener. Do not push yourself into pain. So again, settling in, a few more deep breaths. Noticing where your thoughts went. And then coming back into your lizard. Bringing your front leg back to meet the right. You're coming down into a quick child's pose here. Letting everything you did during class settle into your body. All your standing postures, all your breathing, let it all get incorporated. Who you were before this class, who you were yesterday, who you were 20 years ago. Not relevant to right now, so we're always changing. Everything is always changing around us. It's all how we interpret the world. And then slowly coming up to your table, sitting on one hip or the other, extend your feet out in front of you. And let's inhale to reach up. On the exhale, reaching for your feet or your ankles. And spending 5 deep breaths here in Paschimottanasana, or Western facing pose. And then slowly coming up. We're going to come to lay all the way back. So you're laying all the way back down on your mat and sending your legs overhead. Staying right here in 90 degrees. Maybe you lift your sacrum up. Or maybe you come all the way up to a shoulder stand or a headstand if you have that ability to safely come into headstand. So having your feet over your heart, letting your heart settle down a little bit. Doesn't have to beat quite as hard. Picturing a energetic flow that is reversed, sending all of your blood back to your vital organs. All of this oxygen-rich blood. Maybe if you're in shoulder stand, maybe the feet come back behind you, letting the tops of the feet hit the mat, being mindful of any neck injuries when moving into plow. So you're keeping your shoulders strong. And taking the benefits of any last posture here. Maybe there was a twist that you really wanted to get to, so taking that twist, or maybe there was another happy baby, anything that you just feel like you have to do before allowing your body to completely settle down. So getting ready for the most difficult posture in Shavasana, moving nothing. So laying all the way down, legs are heavy, just let your feet fall out to the side, arms are heavy, palms up. Closing your eyes, releasing any tension from your forehead. Unclenching your jaw. Allowing your breath and sensation to move to the center of your chest, your heart center. And with every exhale, release any last bit of anxiety, any fears, just being in this nice, safe place. Telling yourself, I am okay. Sending your breath to your belly, allowing your belly to rise and fall with every breath. Just begin to deepen your breath here. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe moving your head side to side. And then taking one more deep, full body stretch, arms overhead, pointing your toes. Breathe in. On your exhale, hug your knees to your chest. Maybe rocking back and forth until you come to lie in fetal position on whichever side you have a preference for. Spending one last moment here, gratitude for yourself. Going through everything in your life that you're grateful for. your health, your people, your animals, your job, your mental health. And then keeping this grateful heart coming to sit, keeping your eyes closed, bring our hands to heart center in prayer, remembering that dedication and that intention that we had. And let's send these dedications and intentions out into the universe with the sacred sound of Om, exhaling everything away, inhaling for Om. Just picturing those intentions floating through like ashes going up from a fire, being picked up by the wind and being heard. The love enlighten me, honors and sees the love and light in each of you. Thank you for letting me lead you in this practice tonight. I miss you all. I hope you are all doing well. I love you all, even the ones I've never met. My love goes out to you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Come back again. Thanks for coming. Oh, hey, Meg. Hey, Dr. Moulton. All right, it was good seeing you all. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Bye, guys.